What's happening, everybody? Here inside the PEG offices, Ryan, Jeffrey, and the orange chairs are back out. That can only mean that it is time for more Gear Up with PEG. And Jeffrey, we've got one of our JVC cameras here in the middle today. Now, we obviously have a Red, we have two Sony FS7s, we have DSLR cameras, and we've got 4 of these guys. When would you see these out on a shoot?
The Reds, the FS7s, those are great at more controlled environments. So for example, if you're shooting a commercial and you're trying to run the same shot 10 times and you've got a storyboard and you have actors and people are watching preview monitors and you can run the same scene over and over again. Those are great for that. Where they're not so great is when you're doing something like a live production and you need to grab a lot of shots really quickly, or if you need to do multi-camera, or if you need to send somebody into the field and say, I got one person and I need you to cover a huge amount of things and I can't really tell you what's going to happen, so be really, really flexible. That's where these guys shine. They can cover a really broad range with a pretty small crew.
So some people probably would say, well, you've got, those different types of cameras we talked about. Why do you need 4 of this type? What's the biggest reason?
Well, the biggest reason is these are used very typically for multi-camera usage. So, for example, if we were covering a corporate meeting or a sporting event, one camera doesn't really cut it, especially, in the 2010s plus. People are expecting multi-camera. That's where these are great. You can put 4 of these into a switcher and have a nice multi-camera show where you have one camera in the back, maybe 2 of them built up a little smaller towards the front. We can even build up a 4th one of these as a wireless handheld camera that can rove and get crowd shots and people that are standing on mic, doing questions for a Q&A. That's where these are great. This guy right here is built up into more of a studio configuration. You see those 2 cables in the front and this big viewfinder up top. That's something you would see if they had it on a tripod that was getting like a shot of somebody on stage where this guy's in the back of a room. We could pull those 2 cables off the front, pull this viewfinder off, and flip this little red lever here, and it'd very quickly go to a shoulder configuration. So it's really flexible.
Now, when we talk about different types of live events and corporate events, one thing that these do, which is kind of cool, is they actually can stream, which is pretty important because of how big streaming is right now. Can you tell us a little bit about how that works?
Sure. So live streaming is, of course, all the rage nowadays. It's almost become a standard in a lot of multi-camera productions. While you can stream certainly an entire program signal of an event, where this guy can come in handy is, for example, if we were doing a corporate event on a large corporate campus where there might be multiple events at the same time, or a sporting event like a marathon where you've got all these checkpoints and some of them are 5 miles away. Well, you can't run a cable to that realistically. So what you can do with something like this, it has a USB port built right into it. You can literally plug in what is essentially the same thing as you would get in, like you'd plug into your laptop at an airport, a little wireless card. Those can plug right into here and stream a signal back to a switcher. So you could have somebody out in the field for a marathon, he's watching runners go past checkpoint 3 or whatever, 5 miles away. It's wirelessly going back into your program feed and going right into your production.
Very cool. So the JVC, very versatile camera. We've got 4 of them, like we said. That's just one of the pieces of gear we have for all the Gear Ups. Jeffrey, if you could go to one website, and only one, what would it be?
My homepage nowadays is always prittentertainmentgroup.com.
I hear it's one of the best sites on the entire internet. Also, you can check out our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all kinds of fun stuff going on over there. We'll be back soon. We'll tell you some more about different types of gear we have here at PEG, but for now, that's all for this edition of Gear Up.